The F7A MK2 model completely new from the ground up with our latest techniques and pipeline procedures. Chris thought it would be cool to have the classic Hornet and the new version run side by side, and players would have the opportunity to keep the old MK1 as a classic collector's item. We were also going to revisit the MK1 one last time with an update on materials and damage systems to have it mesh better with our current assets. While we wanted an updated and new Hornet, we still wanted to keep the essence of the Hornet line of spaceships, rugged and relatively simple yet very effective. Also, I had the thought that from a distance one should be able to tell that the ship is a Hornet F7. Essentially, I wanted to update the lines of the MK1 Hornet and also bring the mesh up to a higher fidelity and functionality level. We also had a list that we gathered from fans with issues and complaints about the current Hornet ships. From that list, I gathered the most important problems, and most of them were already on my list as well. I tried to remedy as many issues as I could. The initial blockout went well and quick. I took some inspiration from a few of the original concepts from Rob McKinnon, and also jet fighters like the F-14, F-19, F-22, and so on. I started with the front nose section. I made it slimmer with more aggressive and aerodynamic lines. Also, I took great care to enhance the visibility of the canopy, as this was a main concern for the fans of the original Hornet. I did so by eliminating the side mullions altogether to create a great panoramic view with only the two main bars obstructing the view now. I also lowered the sides for improved visibility out of the cockpit. I then moved on to the air ducts, which I slimmed down and tucked in considerably to improve the overall lines of the ship. The landing gear and the wings were moved to the body of the ship, underneath the wings, much like the F-14 Tomcat setup, for a cleaner overall solution for the wing setup, which rotates backwards at high speeds. The bottom of the ship received a big overhaul, and I decided to close it up as opposed to the open design of the original, where you can see the bottom of the ball turret. This way the Hornet feels more put together and less disjointed. Chris wanted to have the missiles hidden and then deploy, as opposed to a wing-mounted setup. Since I had closed up the bottom, I was able to move the missiles from the air intakes and have them deploy from the bottom center of the ship, which is a much cleaner setup and makes more sense. The maneuvering thrusters were also moved for optimal thrust location, and they were designed to be equal distance from top and side from the center of the ship. The main body of the ship has been made slimmer overall, and it's much lower as well, in order to accommodate the rear top maneuvering thrusters. From there, I made it a smooth transition to the rear wings, which are slimmer in profile and more aerodynamic. For the cockpit, I worked closely with Zane to ensure correct implementation and design. We liked the original cockpit's unconventional, non-square screen designs and tried to incorporate this design spirit into the new cockpit. I also took many cues from modern fighters such as the F-22 and other fighters. From here, I started with the first round of details of the ship, working my way from part to part, and also started to incorporate the big hit decals that define the ship from a small distance. I reused the existing Gladiator textures to create unique materials for the F7A, and it worked out great, as I saved a great deal of production time while staying within the manufacturer's style for consistency. On smaller ships, we break the ship colors up into three main colors that can be changed in the ship's material to create different variations and paint jobs in a quick manner. Since the F7A is the military variant, it was decided to go with the green version based on the original color scheme of the pitch video. That's where we are with the Hornet F7A Mark II. We hope you enjoy flying it in Squadron 42.